All right, so work ethic is a very big part in being successful in anything that you do in life.
Yeah, definitely for longevity reasons.
So tell me about your work ethic. Who have you worked with, and what have you established through your studies and your understanding of the hip-hop game and culture?
Shit, I've worked with some of the best in and out of entertainment. For starters, let's just say rest in peace to my brother, Big Girl Matic.
True.
I worked with my brother, Big Snuff.
R.I.P. to
Wreck.
Snuff.
You know what I'm saying? I worked with the likes of Drip and Fierce and Runt Dog, and I worked with the likes of Cash, those that are the Grandmaster Cash, for those that need to know. I just worked with the likes of a lot of people, and my experiences always have been to learn more, because I'm a hip hopologist. I like to really learn the ins and outs of this hip hop, and learning the business was the number one key to doing this, and it's the hardest key actually, because people focus a lot on music. And they should be focusing a lot on the paperwork side of it, which was the hardest shit to do, because some people don't know, it's business lingo is way different from our lingo.
That's true.
The contract, it's a whole nother world in the contract when you're looking at it. So if you don't know the business lingo, you can get lost pretty fast. So I spent a lot of time just trying to, learn the business lingo. And then mastering the art was really the easy part, because it was kind of like playing outside, playing inside with your toys. First of all, being an only kid is like the greatest thing and the worst thing in the world. Gave me a lot of time to do a lot of things. That's how I know myself in and out, and especially well in tuned into my own skin, and learned how to become, I hate to say it, but learn how to become different people when you're an older child. And you don't really talk to too many people. You start talking to a lot of other motherfuckers that ain't there. So I was pretty cool with that, and that kind of helped with the acting, that helped with like music in general, and also helped with the visualization of where I wanted to take my music, period. The imagination is very important when it comes to crafting music. That's another thing that people tend to forget. That's how you become in a box. When you just stop using your imagination of where you could take your music. I always wanted to take my music somewhere else other than what the normal people think is normal.
That's interesting, because in psychology we learned that by talking to yourself, you broaden your horizons.
Right. As long as you don't answer back.
Cognitive development is called. I want to say also from that when you master how you want to present yourself, you find yourself in different categories in hip hop. Today's hip hop is now the #1 music in the world. So you have the pop lane, which is defined as the Drake lane. You have the hip hop lane, which is more categorized as Kendrick Lamar, Big Sean, Future. And then you have the hip hop lane, which is more J. Cole and traditional hip hop.
That's the lane I love, right? Let's start with traditional hip hop, right? See this table? We used to on the table come up with all types of beats, all that, right? That started from the lunchroom cafeteria. Why? Because as students, we were bored. Sometimes we didn't eat the lunch. There's a bunch of people. Musically, we wanted something to do. That's right, the beatbox came into play. So that's the natural form of it. That's the form that I love, always go on. If you get into the poppity pop side, why wouldn't you go to the poppity pop side? Because how else do you cross into other genres and other lanes and other imagination of people if you don't?
The broader audience, you mean?
You have to broaden your audience.
Okay.
It's to make music work, to make you or anybody else that do music work, you have to broaden your audience. Everybody don't puff on the green and drink beer all day.
That's
Some
true.
people just travel. Some people are skiing, you know what I'm saying? So you have to touch their minds and their hearts as well. Right? So
Okay.
I'm not mad at Drake and them for doing what they do. Right?
Can be, actually.
I'm mad at the radio for beating us in the head 50 times a day with it.
Well, that goes to my next point, because that doesn't take away the traditional side of hip hop. That's corporatization of hip hop. That's rap culture.
Yeah,
That's rap culture.
That's exactly rap culture.
So I mean,
Rather than that.
yeah. So I mean, I don't really get mad at rap culture, because all you gotta do is turn that shit off. But what you said earlier, work ethic. How many people are working to find real hip hop? There's a young MC that you know, that I know as well. His name's Stan. He just released the album Unplugged. When I was talking about it, when I was talking about it on Facebook, I said Stan's album is dark but youthful. It reminds me of Black Moon's first album. And I got a quote from one of the people in his camp that said he doesn't even know who that is.
You do.
And I'm saying, well, then that's the opportunity you have to introduce him to something else. Show him what it is, whether he likes it or not. At least he's exposed to it.
Every now and then I shoot things at him that he should know, or he should know once he starts growing into getting into different radio personalities and interviews. They're gonna ask him different things. So certain things hip hop wise he should know, right? Then it's certain things that he's gonna teach us that we don't know. You understand what I'm saying?
It's like, you know what's funny? Hip hop by record is started in 1973.
Facts. It started before that with scatting, but that's a whole nother thing.
Oh yeah, well we could go into Dolomite and Ella Fitzgerald and all that. We could do all that. Rudy Ray Moore, we could do all that. But on record, 1973, Bronx, New York, right?
Facts.
If you look at hip hop now, it is now 2017. I mean, hip hop is 84 years old.
Wow.
Hip hop it ain't even the age beyond a man yet, because people live to 80 something years old. Unfortunately, with corporatization of hip hop, the generational gap in hip hop has far widened, because we have so much music coming out and the styles constantly change. When you say he could teach you something, yes he can. But as an elder in hip hop, what do you think is important for the youngsters to learn themselves, so that be placed in a good position to be able to teach when their time comes?
The only thing they need to learn is the business side. That is the most important thing that they should have on their mind and brain at all times, right? Being as though we're in the super age of branding, right? They should learn how to brand early, how to break down a contract early, right? How to even create their own early. That's what they should learn. Business first, then you can get the music first. The music is only the little small percentage of the fun you're going to have. The rest of it is 99% business. So that's what they should learn first.
You know what's funny? I have to agree with you, because I'm kind of sideways on that, but I agree with you, because even Jay-Z said on 444, y'all still rushing to sign deals, and you should be doing it yourself. You know what I'm saying? David Banner even said that if the South never went to go get contracts, they were already independent artists, and they could have been millionaires without the industry.
Listen, if people like 50 Cent took himself off of them to go independent, what does that tell you?
That the rewards and benefits are far greater than signing your life over.
Like, come on now, we gotta be honest with ourselves. Like, that's why, as much as I hate social media and the way it moves, it's still the best thing for upcoming young artists, right? It's still the best thing for them. People like myself, and then the number one thing we gotta remember is we the only ones that consider ourselves old in this hip hop game. That's why we hurting right now. Classic music don't do that. Nope. Opera don't do that. Nope. Country don't do that. None of the other musical genres do that, but us. We the only ones that say, you can't rap, you such and such age. But if I'm still nicer than you, what's the difference?
Corporatization of hip hop.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I sit back and I watch these people on stage. I just did it last night. I'm watching, I'm like, I'll destroy you. Because that's another thing too, right? We got out of the gladiator part of hip hop. Everything kumbaya right now. I don't want kumbaya. I want to walk in the building and say I'm about to crush each and every last one of you on this card. Then we're going to talk about that after we finish.
Well, that's what Kendrick did, isn't it? Ain't that what got everybody pissed off at him?
This is what I'm saying.
But that's what made him produce 4 great albums, because he feel like he has to come out and not be anybody's friend.
That's what you're supposed to do in this hip hop.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I do know what happened. I do know what happened. It started getting, and I'm speaking for us. In general, we know the money side and the labels kind of messed up a lot of things as far as stop artist development. Once they did that, it made everything disaster, right?
Yeah, it's a shit
As
show.
far as competition and actually going at each other, we need that back. We need that back in the worst way, right? And that's why we're getting and accepting bullshit. We listening to literally nothing over beats. Why? Because we took the gladiator part out. Back in the day, somebody dropped something like that, they getting scorched from gate one by whoever, right? We need to get back to that era. That's the era I'm talking about right now.
Yeah, a lot of the artists right now are too emotional. I blame 50 Cent and Interscope Records for that. Because Ja Rule was not corny. Ja Rule got played out. It was oversaturation of Ja Rule, so he had something different. And when it was the fuck Ja Rule party, then everybody just rode the wave, and then it stopped his money, which is crazy. Now if somebody shit on you, they can stop your whole way of eating. That's why I think people don't go ham like they used to with diss tracks.
That's in the industry part. If you got, first of all, you can't fight nobody with money.
Yeah.
Enough money, ain't nothing you really can do.
Yeah.
If you ain't got the same type of money. You need the same type of money, and then you can sit back and say, well, let's back out, right?
Yeah.
Because that happened with cannabis and LL, right? But the only difference is
LL had money.
Not even that. LL had also power.
Yeah,
he said,
power.
Do not play anything from that man, or you'll never get another record from me. It's a wrap. It's done. It's over. There's nothing you or anybody else can do about it. Wyclef couldn't even get him out of it. Right?
Who was Wyclef when that happened though? Wyclef didn't even come out with an album yet. You know what I'm saying? So like, who was out Wyclef?
That's not the point. The point is, he started a fight that he never had wins in the first place.
Right.
And you only was gonna win in the war words. And that didn't mean anything.
I personally think he did, but the power and the money grew the fight. You're actually correct, Mom.
It was a hell of a way, huh? So long. I ain't know that, y'all. Alright. Hit the button, Gov. Ain't it. Oh? So long. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time. It's been a long time coming, ain't it? It's been a long time coming, ain't it? It's been a long time coming.